Today I sat down to paint for the first time in over a month. Technically, that isn't true because I did paint a room in my home, but it is the first time I've done watercolor painting in a month. Maybe you're feeling the same where it seems like life has just gotten in the way and you would love to paint again, but you just haven't yet. So hopefully this video encourages you to sit down and do that, or to realize that life can settle down again someday to where you will have the time. And also some tips for making it faster and easier for you to get a quick painting session in. First, I'll share a few ways to help you start painting more frequently. And then we're just going to chat about why I have not been painting very much for the last month or so. So basically, in order to paint more, you need to get rid of whatever is keeping you from painting. So maybe it is difficult because your supplies are put away and you're not noticing them, or you feel like you don't have time. Well, if you sit them out somewhere, then it doesn't take as much time because you're not having to set it up. If you already have a cup of water there, that's awesome. Maybe you have kids and they're going to get into it if you leave it sitting out. Okay, then think of a way to have it almost ready and easier. So maybe you have your supplies on a tray on a shelf that your children can't reach, and you can take the tray down. And that's all you have to do. So it's one step instead of grabbing 3 different things. Or you can have a lid on your water and keep it filled that way. But first, it helps to really think about what it is that's keeping you from painting. So if you don't have a surface to paint on, then maybe your first step is to clear off an area. And then doing that one step will benefit you for the rest of the days that you're trying to paint, because it will already be cleared off, or at least more cleared off. Even if people are still putting stuff on that surface, there's probably not as much as there is right now. And so really making it easier and faster. And sometimes maybe the difficulty is that you don't know what to paint, or you don't know what colors you want to use. You really don't want to have to use your brain. It doesn't even sound fun. So coming up with a way to make it fun and make it easy. So that's what this workbook really did for me. She tells you every step and you can see each color she uses. So if you like the version that she does, then you'll like your version most likely. Or it will at least be similar enough that you'll like it. Because that's another thing, is sometimes I avoid painting because I don't think it's going to turn out the way that I want it to. And I really want one that looks good in the end. So yes, there are times where I want to paint just to learn and figure something out and try something new. But other times I just want a pretty painting in the end. So knowing what you want the result to be in the end is also helpful. And again, with these workbooks, or maybe using a tutorial, that can help you to have a better idea that you're not going to be wasting your supplies, and you'll actually like what you end up with. And that can make it a lot easier and more desirable for you to actually sit down and paint. It was so peaceful and life-giving. So why did I wait a month to sit down and do this? Yes, I could have made the effort to paint more frequently, but there also were some things going on in my life that had me not prioritizing painting. So maybe that's where you're at, where you would love to paint more, but you aren't at the moment. give yourself some grace that, yes, sometimes life is chaotic and hectic and it can settle back down. And just because you aren't painting now doesn't mean you're never going to paint again. For those of you who don't know, my husband and I just moved across the country from the desert in California to the middle of Indiana with lots of trees and grass and a waterfall. I mean, a small one, but still. And so it has been a lot of big change. And before we left, we went on one last vacation on the West Coast, and we went to the cutest, most charming little town in Nevada. And I went to one of the shops and they had these beautiful watercolor workbooks. And this one really caught my attention the most, and I just loved the colors the best, or maybe the subject, because I don't do a lot of food painting. I don't know what it was about it, but the baking one really got my attention. I bought it even though I think it was over $20. I just knew I would use it and enjoy it. And I thought I might actually do it while I was traveling and moving across the country, but yeah, joke's on me, no. So I'm finally getting settled into my new home. It's really funny because I'm like, I really want to paint these kitchen cabinets. Like, our kitchen in our previous rental was so modern and beautiful, and we're really happy with our rental, but the aesthetics of this, I'm just like, I don't even want to be in the kitchen. And yet here I am filming, but it's behind me, so I don't see it from where I'm sitting. And actually, I have a view of our hummingbirds. So we do have them here already. They came so fast because our neighbors have hummingbird feeders set up already. And so even though it's a different type and there's only one type here in this area, it has been so much fun, and they will go away in a month or so. And in California, we had them year round, but we were only in California for a couple of years. So anyway, it's still kind of chaotic. I have replaced some of my plants though, which makes me so happy. I sold a bunch and I was able to just use that money to buy plants again. And I was able to keep some of my pots like this one. I would also love to know any requests you have for videos. Since I'm going to be making fewer videos, I want to make more that you are interested in and curious about. Let me know if you have any questions or something you would like to see in my videos. So I finally also set up my painting area, and that's kind of what happened. Is this seems like it was such a slow move getting settled in this time, whereas before, I don't know, I felt like it only took a few days, but this time we had all the boxes delivered of our stuff, and then my husband's parents came and helped us unpack every single box, and they also brought a few more things that we had been storing at their house, and like my husband's woodworking stuff. And then I was like, I am still so overwhelmed. And this is supposed to be like the same square footage as our other house. I don't know. I think the garage was bigger though. So we had a lot of storage in the garage. And so now it's a little bit tighter space, but I do like the yard, even though it's also small. It feels pretty big because there's a nice privacy fence. So we really use all of the space. Anyway, yeah, kind of just wanted to say that if you are having a hard time getting back into painting, particularly watercolor, this workbook is really nice. Or even just, like I said, the principle behind it, where just having a piece of watercolor paper ready. And then I begged my mom to come, and she decided to bring her sister. So I'm watching like 4 hummingbirds fight in my window. So she got her sister to come with her, which was super helpful. They made potato soup and vegetable beef stew at my request and left me with a bunch of it, which was really helpful because I started work the next week. And I was working at a climbing gym, leading a kids camp there. Oh my goodness, so fun, but definitely relieved that's over. I have this week off, and then I'm going to be working at another climbing gym, doing some youth team coaching. So I'm really excited for that too. But I wanted to go ahead and get a video done this week while I have the chance. I was wondering if I would start doing videos again or not, but I really still enjoy YouTube, watching it and like for my own entertainment, but also interacting with people on there. And so I have kind of missed it, and I don't think I'll be posting as frequently, but I think I'm going to stay with it still. So like as soon as I had some downtime, like my husband's at work and I'm not, so I was excited to get back to it. So my mom and aunt helped reorganize things because it was just chaos from getting everything out of the boxes and just putting them random places. So we were able to get where we feel like we could function in the house and know where more things are and have other visitors and stuff. So that is when I finally got my art desk set up, and I just feel like I can breathe and do everything. But this is what it looks like. But then there's also like the behind the scenes where I still have all of these pictures that I want to put somewhere around the house, and I haven't yet. And so just to show the reality, but I also want to show the before kind of, so that hopefully if and when we do get it set up, I will be able to show the after. And also, I was feeling so bad about like how much we still don't feel completely settled. And like, I mean, dare I show this? It's just like, this is one of our living rooms.
But then I realized our stuff was only delivered 2.5 weeks ago. So we still have time to get settled. It's okay.
I didn't feel like I had to use my brain. She literally tells you step by step what to paint. And I used it. I looked, I was like, okay, paint the bowl this color first. And so that's exactly what I did. It did not look the same as hers. And I accidentally like painted over the stripe. And like I used a larger brush and everything, but it still turned out. I still love it. And I'm happy with it. And it was just so relaxing and so refreshing to get back to painting. So I do recommend this for that. But also, you could kind of make your own. And I kind of want to make my own for myself, where I just do these very simple drawings that I can go back and paint later and do it quickly and not have to worry about if I'm painting in the right place or not. But I don't know, if I drew them myself, I might be like, well, I want to go ahead and paint it because I've already done the like prep work. So anyway, we will see, but it's nice to have. And she has tons of these books. I think I did finally find one other one that I was like, okay, I would probably like that, or like all of the pictures in that one and that kind of thing. But anyway, but the store I went to, they were like, we cannot keep these on the shelves. Like, they sell so fast. And people are like, do you have this one? Or like, I drove 2 hours to get this other one. I'm like, whoa, okay. But they are really awesome. So I'm hoping to do a video on my other channel, my decluttering channel, about the like top 5 or 10 things that we did to our home when we first moved to our rental to make it feel more like our home and more up to date. We also painted our bedroom. Well, I'm spoiling the video, but if you're interested in that, go to my other channel, The Clutter Lady, and you will see that hopefully coming soon, depending on how work and life are over the next few weeks and months. But I was really excited for that video because there are some little changes that you can do. And also, it just feels like a big undertaking. So it's nice to see what other people do and what helps them and that kind of thing. So Thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and get some painting in.